Let's say you have money that you want to invest in American stocks, but you live in Southern Africa. How do you do it? Well, Easy Equities South Africa offers you the opportunity to invest in stocks, American stocks, while you are living in Southern Africa. Right, how do you go about it? What do you know which stocks to buy and what time to buy if you want to invest in individual stocks and you are a beginner just like me? I'm not an expert in every respect. I'm also learning like you are the channel. I've set it up so that as a beginner, you also learn from my mistakes, and you also learn the way I do it, how I invest, how I choose my individual shares, and how I will be holding my own position. I'm going to be investing an amount close to 5,000 US, and the intention is trying to see if we can grow that amount to 100,000 US in the course of the challenge. What is the strategy that I'll be using? Well, the strategy that I will be using is very simple. I'll be going to buy stock when they are going up and sell when they are going down. In this video, I'll be going to be breaking down the strategy that we'll be using for this challenge, and I'll be showing you the 4 non-negotiable criteria that I use to decide which stock to put on my watch list and which stock to buy. Now, that being said and done, let's go to the desk and I'll show you the non-negotiable criteria that I look for before I decide to buy the stock. Non-negotiable criteria that I look for before I decide to put a stock on my watch list. If one of them is not present, I won't bother putting that stock on my watch list. Number one, the stock must be entering new high, all-time high or a 52-week high. Number two, the entering must be reaching new high on its relative strength index RSI. Number three, the stock must be within its 5-year IPO date. Number five, the stock must have a positive earnings reaction. For my case, I look for positive earnings. I look for positive earnings reaction. Right. Now that viewers, you know what characteristics I look for, we are now going to do the practice so that you get to understand the strategy in detail. I will start by looking at previous charts, starting from 1995 up to date. I'm going to be using the trading view platform, free chatting platform, to do my analysis. Right, let's go on the trading view platform. I'll start by searching a stock ticker that made this move in 1995, which is BHC. I'll start looking for those criteria that I was talking about. For my strategy, I may take technical fundamentals, which means I marry technicals with the fundamentals. For technicals, first, I would like to see those 3 criteria. I would like to see stock breaking out into new 52-week high or new all-time high. Stock within 5 year since its IPO date, and also stock hitting a new RSI high. Right, those are the 3 items that I would like to see on a stock chart before even I look at the fundamental picture. For the fundamental, that's when I said I look for positive earnings reaction. For the following lecture, you will see I only start talking about earnings reaction in 2023 and 2024 by basic reasons by the charting platform I'm using. The trading view charts allow me to see data for the current 2 years. So in 2023 and 2024, I will do examples and putting it all together, including those fundamentals. For now, I want you to first understand the 3 technicals that I look for before I choose to invest in a stock, so that as we will be doing the challenge, you already know how I choose and pick my stock. For the actual buying decisions, I will actually show you in real time, because I realized in hindsight everyone is a good trader, so it's better for me to show you the recent chart actions that will be buying so that you understand the reason behind my buying. So for the actual buying day or the actual time when I buy, you will see it as we do the weekly updating you my portfolio, the stocks I now hold, and the buy and sell decision. You actually get to learn it in real time. So let's go to the chart for BHC. BHC. Uh, Let me check. Yes, BHC. Uh, right. For analysis, I use the weekly chart, and for buying decisions, I use the daily chart. Then, when you search the ticker symbol for BHC, let me show you the indicators I use to see the technical chart patterns. Right. I only need the relative strength for this exercise and my weekly chart for this exercise for searching the technicals. Right. For the RSI, I use a free indicator made by trader J. Koselis, credit to him. Right. That is the indicator that I use. Then we want to see the chart when it moves, made it move in 95. Say auto. I press ALT and G on my keyboard. Then I type the specific time period here. Right. This kind of thing that we are doing is actually is sort of like a deliberate practice, so that you get to assimilate the knowledge faster. Then the RSI, I want to I want I I like it to be on the very bottom of the chart. Right. Let's look at it. Look at it. The IPO date was on 20th March 1994. If we zoom in the chart, you will realize when the chart first made a break or closed above the IPO date here, you see the RSI turned blue, coincided with the stock making new all-time high here, and the stock is within 5 years of its own IPO. So the three items we look for are present in the chart. That's when I decided to put the chart on my watch list, so that I trade trade the sticker when when the characteristics I look for before I buy are present, which we shall see when we will be doing the buying and selling decision in real time. Right. Here, let's go further. You see, when the blue dot happened, it coincided when the stock broke out into new all-time high. When I see this breakout, that's when, and I see all the three technicals on this chart. That's when I will go further on a daily time frame to see if the characters that I need to be present to start buying are present, and also I also look at the fundamental to see that there's a positive indication or the breakout was caused by a surprise in earnings. Why? Because institutions make their buying and sell decision based on future earnings or company earnings. They are the ones who move the stocks up because they are the ones that have large sums of money that they control. So we want to buy when also we know that institutions are also keen to buy the stock, right? Also, you must know stocks move in staircase pattern like this: up, trading range up, trading range up, trading range up, trading range up. That's how stocks move. So uh, as such, my strategy is to buy the stocks when they are going up. We will discuss this in later, or you will see it when we'll be actually doing the weekly updates of our portfolio. You actually see the reason behind my buying, but these characteristics that I'm explaining are the pillars of my strategy. We buy when the stock is entering new all-time high, and RSI is giving us a blue dot to indicate it's in the new high. And also the stock is within this 5-year IPO, because it's those new growth stock that will lead in every market cycle. Now that you now know now that you now know what I look for before I decided to put my stock on the list. We are now going to see if the principles also apply to the charts of 1996 going up until this current year, until 2024, so that we form a basis or a strategy to start using it when we'll be doing this investment challenge of trying to grow our close to 5,000 portfolio to 100,000. Right.
Let us see if the principles that I'm referring to are timeless. You go on this, you search for GNSS. That is another stock ticker. All right, this is GNS weekly chart. We want to go at 1955. We just press Auto G, then you type here 1996 0101. Right, this is the chart for GNN, GS, GNSS weekly chart. If you zoom in, this is the chart. This was the initial public offering 24 July 1995. If you see where the RSI started to turn blue, if you take a line and you draw it, you will realize that the RSI it turned blue. It coincided with when the stock started to breaking into new all-time high area. You will realize in this discussion, only zero. If you check with the stocks, they are all within the 5-year period since its IPO. The reason being, all the books that I read, they talk about the stocks. Every market cycle usually start with the new leaders. So you have to look at new young growth stocks because they are the ones that always lead the cycle when in terms of movement in their prices. Right. If you see here again, the blue dots coincide with breaking into new high area. Right, that is the example for GNSS 1996. Right, we want to also see if this was applicable again in 1997. There is the chart MVIS, the search. Right, that is the weekly chart. Then you press Auto G and you say 97 January. Right, this is it. Right. If you look closely to the chart, you realize the same pattern again. This stock initial public offering was on 26 August. So it's within the 5-year period until the day of the breakout. If I place a line here, right, broke out into the new all-time high area. When I see this, then I stand up, I start looking at the chart, at the stock chart closely to see if I can be able to enter at exit to enter the stock. Let us look at another break that happened here. You see, the breakout into new all-time is also accompanied by the blue dot on the horizon line, highlighting also to us that we need to, it's screaming to us, we need to see how we can buy that stock at a low risk point so that we participate in the move that happened right after. For that, we will discuss when we will be discussing when to buy, the actual time to buy, when we'll be showing it in real time using our own money in this challenge. Right. Let us go further. We are now want to go and see if this also applied in 2003. Right. Viewers be reminded that you actually ask, why did I skip 2001 and 2002? I didn't do it conveniently. It's because my strategy will not allow me to invest when stocks are going down. Remember, when I started, when in the introduction, we said because we want to grow our equity account, we just have to buy only when stocks are going up and sell when they are going down. And we don't buy when the stocks are going down. Reason being, in 2001 and 2002, these stock markets were in a correction, or they were in a bear market. This strategy will not allow you to buy in a bear market if you are following it religiously, because there will be actually no stocks that will be meeting your own criteria. So what does it mean? It just means you have to be comfortable with being out of the market for a period when your strategy is not in favor. So for this reason, you will be, you see, if we were trading in the 2000, you would have been comfortable. You have to be comfortable staying in the sidelines for close to a 2 year period without you even risking your hard-earned cash in the markets.
That being said about bear market viewers, let's move on to Axon 2003. Be aware that you're now familiar with the concept, so I'm going to move a bit faster so that I don't consume much of your time. Right, this is Axon chart in 2003. Right, we are specifically focused on 2003. May you please, okay, let us start here for better context. You see, here this is stock moved in the new time area, and you see it's accompanied by blue dots. So if you were interested in buying Axon in 2002, you actually you start finding opportunities after it broke out of this new high. Also made a new high here in 2001, accompanied by blue dot on the RSI. But for this video particularly, we wanted to focus on that period when it broke out in 2003. Right, you see the first blue dot came in here when the stock broke out of the new 52-week high. That's why I always consider the new 52-week high, then the all-time high. Those are valid buy points. That's why my criteria, I have it's either new 52-week high or a new high. That's when the blue dot happened. At this point in time, you start looking for opportunities in the action stock. You start going to dig down the fundamentals to see if the breakout is supported by any fundamental of the stock, because it's the fundamentals that determine if the move will last for a longer period or is supported by institutions. If we go on top here, when the stock finally broke out into new all-time high area, you see also accompanied by new dot on the RSI, which represent power. Then you see the stock, then it made its new its warm move for specific area or buy points where we're supposed to buy the stock at a low risk point. We'll discuss it in the next video I will produce. Please stay tuned for the new video so that you see the specific areas being explained in detail. Right, let's see if the principle also worked on a 2004 chart. Right, we have this ticker TZOO. Right, go to weekly chart. Right, you go to auto G, then it's 2004 0101. Right, this is the chart for TZ00. Right. Notice also, we said I have three technical patterns that I first look to decide which stock to put on my watch list. The first criteria is the IPO, which must be within the 5 years since the IPO date. If you look at it, TISU, it meets that criteria. And secondly, it must be breaking in new 52 high or a new all-time high. Look, when the blue dot first came here, but there's no clear price in weekly price action here. Look at the second where it break for the second time here. It's actually a clear price buy here. So clarity, this is breaking into the new all-time high, and you see there's a blue dot on the RSI signaling the strength of the stroke. Because I now have my three technical criteria, my nine negotiable criteria that are available on the chart for you viewer to see. We at this point in time, you are supposed to start looking for fundamental backup, as I alluded in the start of video. I'm a techno fundamental guy, so I need to see a fundamental reason that is making this stock break into new all-time high. Then you have to go and dig for the fundamentals at what caused the stock to break out. Usually, it's out of positive earnings surprise. That's what we like to see in terms of our fundamentals, because these charts are for periods, later periods. I will only show the fundamental aspects when we do the charts for 2023 in 2024 stocks. The reason being the free charting platform that I'm using is only showing me earnings for only 2 years. So for 2023 examples and 2024 examples, you shall see what I refer to as the move mastery backed by fundamentals. Let's see. Okay, viewers, let's see if the theory also held in 2006. Right, we have stock ticker BYRN. Right, BYRN auto G 2006. Right. As you see, the stock ticker, that was the stock chart in 2006. This was the initial public of the initial the IPO, initial public offering. If you see, it happened in 11 September 2006. Yes, and it's also within our first criteria. The stock must be within 5 years since its on IPO. Then you see the 52-week high started coming the day after the IPO, but we need to count to have a standard base of 6 weeks so that we can check the breakout from that. You see the breakout into the new all-time high area accompanied by the strength in the RSI turning blue happened on this day on 30 October 2006. That's the day you start also looking at the stocks fundamental or the story behind the stock. If the fundamentals are right, then you could proceed to buy the stock. Then let's see if also the strategy applied in 2007. We take FSLR. So viewers, you must just know uh, stocks fundamentals only are not the only things under consideration. I normally not buy stocks based on fundamentals only. I would like to see the chart of the stock for me to be able to be confident in the fundamentals that's surrounding a stock. A good chart is my first plus. That's why I have three technical criteria first. Then I look for fundamental thereafter. Look, the that is FSLR 2007. If you look at it, this was the initial public offering. This will come 6 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the seventh week where the stock tried to move into new all-time high, and you see the RSI turned blue, and it really decisively moved into new all-time high on 21 January 2007. That's when I would like to try and to find the fundamentals that will be driving the stock into new all-time high, so that I know I'm buying this stock backed by solid fundamentals, also backed by funds that buy stocks basing their reason for buying on fundamentals. That's when FSR broke. That's when I put the stock on my watch list. Right, viewers, let's try to look at another 2010 mover, Lulu. Right, auto go. That's 2010 0101. Right, viewers, if you look at it, this is the chart for Lulu. Right, this is chart for Lulu. For this, because you already know my criteria, we just go and move on when this stock broke onto this new all-time high. You see, the stock broke into new all-time high on 6 December 2010. That's when I will start searching for the fundamental reason why the stock moved. The first, let me repeat, we have to see three criteria. It's either the stock is 5 years within its IPO period. If you look at Lulu, the IPO was 2007. And if you go then and look when it broke out, that was in 2010, which is within the 5-year IPO period. Then this breakout, when it happened on 6 December, and on the backdrop of RSI having a blue dot, which is signifying strength. If you go and see if you go back, if you have a charting platform that show the earnings date and the earnings section, I'm pretty sure if you go on this date, you actually see the move. The stock moved up because of some kind of earnings surprise that came. Yeah, or because of reported earnings that came, funds they piled on their cash into that stock that resulted in that move that happened in Lulu in 2010. So those four criteria I'm talking about, it's actually showing that they are timeless. Let's go and see if the criteria worked in 2013. We have the chart for ticker Yelp auto G. And we say 2013 0101. Right. First port of call is the ticker within the 5-year of its IPO? Yes, it is. Then let us see when it broke out in the 2013. That is the period that we're interested in. Look at the IPO. It turns there's a blue dot on the IPO signifying relative strength. That criteria, the stock is breaking into a new all-time high. If you see the breakout, it happened. If you see the breakout just happened on 24 June 2013. Right. Let's see also if the strategy worked in 2016. We go to a chart CGC. Right. 2016. That's 2016 0101. Right. This is the chart for Canopy Growth Corporation in 2016. Right. If you look at it, the IPO came in on 7 April 2014. Then our decisive breakout into new 52-week high, it came on 20. If you zoom in,
you shall see that the IPO is actually something like 2 years. So you see, it's actually within the 5 July. If you are somebody that don't believe or that doesn't, a person who want more certainty, you would have to wait for the breakout into the new or high territory that happened in 3 October, 5-year IPO period 2016. Yes. So saying the break out into the new all-time high, it happened in, if you see closely on the chart, this happened on 3 October 2016. And if you zoom, so what does it mean? If you see this breakdown and all the three technicals are lying, you now have to find a fundamental reason why the stock is moving into the new all-time reaction high area. That's when you have to search if there's an earnings surprise or a good positive earnings report that came through. That's when you, after you see if there was a positive earnings, then you have to find a low risk point that you may start buying your stocks. That's the chart for Canopy Growth 2016. Let's see if we can find other stocks, other stock for 2017, so that we carry on until we reach to current stocks that are doing those same criteria in 2024. Then let me repeat. In 2013 and 2014, I will actually show you the actually earnings on the chart, because I'm using a free charting platform on TradingView. It will show me the earnings, the earnings on the chart, the earnings surprises on the chart are for the past 2 years. So in 2023 and 2024 examples, we will be putting it over the four criteria together for the benefit of you viewers, so that you see all the four criteria on one picture. Right now, if as we have seen CGC chart of 2016, also is the same characteristics that we are talking about. We now move on to check if in 2017 we find a stock that have the same characteristics that we are looking for. Let me try CORN in 2017. That's auto G 2017 0101. Right. This is a chart for Kronos Group in 2017. It's a weekly chart. As you can see, the setup even in 2016, there was a setup. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, after the 6 weeks, look at it. The stock moved into new all-time high, and the RSI turned blue, and you can see this date. If you are interested in stock, I will become very much willing to dig deeper to see if there's really something going on fundamentally in terms of fundamentals, which will support the move upwards. If you see, like what we said in the beginning, stocks, they move in staircase that is up, then trading range up, then trading range up, trading range up, trading range up. That's nature of how stocks move. So we are saying in 2016, if you were interested, you get in here, look at it. It qualifies for all the criteria. First criteria that we talk about, stock moving into new all-time high, also stock having a new RSI, also stock within the 5 year since its IPO date. Then if you go to now, the area of interest is 2017, you will discover that the stocks actually broke out of its all-time high, and on 13 November, and you see that's where our RSI item made its blue dot. That's another way of looking at it. That is strategy in short. So you see the patterns are actually repeatable. Then let's see if we find something in 2018. Let me try TLRY. Let me see if I can find something in 2018. Right. This is 2018. If you count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can look at it, that is TLRY 2018. Look, 6 week base.
Look at the day of the when the stock broke out of the new all-time high. Look, there's a blue dot indicating this on this date. That's where, if you are interested in stock, you start digging out the fundamentals of the stock for you to assess if the move is being is sustainable or is as a result of things that are behind such a move. Right. Let's fast forward and let's try to see if we can find other stocks that have this very same pattern in 2020. I will use the example FSLY. Right. That is the SL. Firstly, one week chart for 2020. If you look closely here, this the stock broke out of this small little base in August 2019. This when I see this breakout in this new all-time high in 2019, if you were interested in stock, you would have started to look for opportunity to enter into the stock here, digging up to see if the move to move high was as a result of earning surprise. Then you look for the items or you look for the elements that we shall discuss when we come to the point of discussing the specific entry point so that you buy a stock. Right now, I'm just showing you that the principles are timeless. They repeat over and over again, right? Let's look here. When you see the blue dot here, this date, if you go to your left, right here, right, you will see that when the stock made its new high here, is the first time the closed above the first close in the new all-time high area, and it's accompanied by this blue dot, right? This date, this is a sign to me to I must start I must place this stock on my own watch list so that I will start trying to look for the condition that I like to see that will signal me it's time to buy this stock. That is firstly 2020. Let's look at another stock which is Gemia. This one I want to illustrate the concept of the 52-week high because that firstly you see it was for all-time high, right? If you come here, this is the chart for Jumia. Look at it where the blue dot started. It started on this day when it break this day. If you look closely, the day when it broke down, when it broke out on this day, it's actually this the first breakout here is actually a new 52-week high. If you look closely, it's actually a new 52. It coincides with the 52-week high. That's why I say I only look for stocks that are breaking into new 52-week high or all-time high. Even if you look when the stock break this high on this date, it's also a 52 weeks. It's not an all-time high because the all-time high will be close above this candles. So we are saying at this point, that's where if you are interested in stock, you start looking for clues or signs. You also look at what is really driving potential drivers of the stock that will sustain the move in the stock, like the move it made from here up to here. You say this is around $25. You see this stock almost doubled in price in a space of 2 months. So that's what you really need to see. Let's get to uh, let's see if this also applies to 2021 of this.
Yes. If you see TIGR, let's see first where the blue dot started. It started well here, but here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not my recommended 6 week. I can't say my recommended because it's actually written by William O'Neill. Credit must be given to Mr. O'Neill. Said standard base at least 6 weeks in this book. You search for it and read on your own. Right, we have this breakout. It started here. That was 26 June 2020. That's when we saw our first blue dot. If you place a line here, right, you actually discover that when it tried to break out here, it was this was a new 52-week high, and the stocks showed it had some relative strength accompanied to them. That was your very first sign to start looking at the stock and see if there are positive fundamentals that are coming to support the pending move. Then, if you go here, the stock then broke out again here. And if you see when it broke out, the RSI turned blue. At this, I also start looking at the company fundamentals to see if I get the move, to investigate if the move is as a result of positive earnings that are coming through, because I know institutions will be attracted to that stock because the very same models that they use, they incorporate earnings in their own model when they try to make buying decision, and they are the ones that drive stock because they have big pockets, not as retail. So we want to buy when institutions are also buying. That's when I will start looking forward to buy. Right, that's TIGR 2021 new 52-week high. Let me try another stock in 2021, that is LCID. Right, this is stock for LCID. If you look at it, the stock it moves. Uh, it made a very tight base for weeks long. And all of a sudden, it broke out to a new 52, to new all-time high. If you see, when it broke out to new all-time high, the RSI made a new blue dot. Right. This also signals to me that I should start uh, looking at the stock's fundamental to really see if the move also is a result of positive earnings coming. Then I'll know institutions, they will run to buy or to pick out that stock, and I need also to buy when institutions are buying. But you see, also the stock is a relatively new stock and a non-stock, also within the 5-year IPO base. After it broke, see the move it made. Uh, you see, it moved from $10 up to something like $50, 5 times. You have made 5 times what you bought it from. Right. Then let me move to really find in 2023. In 2022, it's no surprise then there were no stocks hitting. In mine, there were very few stocks hitting new all-time high of UI. Why? Because in 2022, relatively, the market was in a downtrend, and we said we were only interested in buying stocks when the markets are going up, and we don't buy when the markets are going down. That's what the strategy is built around. It would automatically pull you out of the market if there is no mechanism to buy. Right. Let's look 2023 with Coinbase. Let us look at Coinbase. 2023, that's what we are interested in. Of course, in 2021, you can see
when in October price broke out to new 52-week high in 2021 on this date. When I see this, I'll start looking for potential buying opportunities into that stock. You can see the blue dot made its mark when the stock broke out. Then let's we are looking for coin in 2023 right here. Look at it. If we drag this line up to here, look where the green dot happened here, and it's coinciding with the break into new pattern 52-week high. If you look closely, you realize that what I'm telling you, if I see a stock break out into new high and RSI move into a new blue area, it actually is a signal to me to start looking at the stock, to what is really driving the move up. Is the move sustainable? If you look at it, the move, yes, is sustainable. Why? Look at this. The stock had a positive earnings surprise, and it is also a positive revenue surprise. That's what drove the stock from year up to year in 2023. So that are the things that we are talking about. And if you look at it, the IPO date was April 2021, and this we are in 2023. It's within the 5-year IPO period. It's a relatively new stock, and we expect it to still have enough time to move. Right. Let us check. We have a FRM in 2023. Affirm. Right. Look at it. It's also made its move in October 2021. If you were interested here, when the stock broke out of its 52-week high, yeah, when the RSI turned, sorry, yeah, when RSI turned blue is here. If you were interested, you start looking for the stop here so that you see if the move up is going to be sustainable. Right, let me remove this. Then let's zero in on here. Right. If you look at it, the RSI started making blue dots here. Why? Because the stock was breaking out into a new 52-week high. And if you look at it again, you see there is this positive earnings surprise. That is what's happening. So if you see the chart is for the 4 characteristics that we look for before we make a buying decision. And if you go on here again on this day, the stock broke out of the breaking new 52-week high, and also there is this earnings to support the move that was going to happen. That was the move from here to here was supported by the earnings that were coming through. And we also have the RSI in relatively new high. We know also that the stock is within the 5-year IPO period. All the 4 characteristics are present. That's what we look for to include our stocks that we intend to buy in our watching list.
Right now, viewers, let us go to the current 2024 chart examples so that we see if the characteristics that we discussed the entire video are still applicable to this date. Right now, viewers, we are doing the last examples for this episode. We are going to look at 2024 charts, which some of one of the charts I participated in. I want you to see actual concept that I used in order to hold or to invest in those stocks. When we start the challenge on 1 January, I will show you my opening balance. I will show you my open profits. And I will be showing you the weekly updates that will be conducting each and every week. I will be giving you a video so that you know where we are in the grand scheme of things. Right. This is a RDDT chart 20. You see, this is the IPO date 18 March 2024. And look where my RSI had there, blue dots. Right. Look, the the stock made a break into new all-time high here 14 October 2024. It's within the 5-year IPO. And let us look at what I call the fundamental drivers. Look, there was positive earnings surprise here. Here again, there were positive earnings surprise. Here again, there were positive earnings surprise, signaling to me that the stock has the potential to move further. Right. Let me go on to the chart and so that we see when did I enter the chart as a bonus to you. Right. For this one, I sort of like swing traded it. I entered on this one and entered on this date, and I somewhat at one point I exited at this because uh, it actually moved in an area that I deemed as a sell area. Then I re-entered at this date, and I'm still holding the stock. I will show you and I will explain when I explain the time to buy. When I explained the when I explain to you where do you really buy, when you really have to buy or to add into your store. I'll explain in detail why I bought here, and I also explain in detail why I bought here, and I also explain in detail why I also bought here, swinging the stock up and down. Right. Let me give you another chart that I'm also watching. Right, this chart, Palantir, right. If you look at it, the stock is also within its 5-year IPO period. If you look at it, the stock broke out of its new all-time high, whereas SII has blown, and the earnings is showing us there's positive earnings surprise written over it. Right, this I'm not currently invested in it, but I'm actually waiting for it to have a setup that I require for me to be able to buy at a more low risk, which I consider. Right, for others who are in it, you were supposed to buy. Who are in it, if I wanted to participate in the move, my first buy area was supposed to be on this day. I will explain why specifically on this day. For instance, for buying decision, I use the daily chart. For analysis, that's why for analysis, I usually go with the weekly chart. But buying, I use the daily chart. Right, I will explain it in the following video. For you, for more information, please, I invite you to watch the next video. Then my final chart, I want to show you the other chart where I actually bought this stock in 2024, and I also will give you the reason why I bought it. If you look closely, the blue dots started here on this day, and also here when the chart broke out of the 52-week high. It's not an all-time high. Why? Because the high is here. The high for all time is here. This is here. Is where the all-time high is. Right. If you look at it, broke out this 52 high, then look at there's positive earnings surprise, which actually tells me or is screaming to me, look at this stock on the right, start find opportunities for you to enter in. So the stock is being supported by institutions. Look at this also. There was positive earnings surprise. Look at this all. There was positive earnings surprise. Revenue surprise actually came here. That actually cemented this. And if you see, the RSI started making bulldogs here. Right. The question is, when then did I really bought into this stock? Let's go to the daily charts and I'll show you the date I bought. I will explain in detail my buying decision. Right. I bought the stock. Yeah, that was my first buying area. This area. Then my another buying area is this area. So in this stock, it gave you two buying opportunities here. If you missed this one, you're supposed to buy it here. Actually, three buying opportunities or there. Right. Those are actually your buying opportunities into at the stock. I actually bought the stock, and it's actually the bulk of my return came from the stock, right? I think uh, we are done for this video. If you're interested in knowing further my actual buying decisions, how I determine when to enter and when to exit a stock, please watch my next video. I'll be explaining using this RKLB chart that I am actually I actually invested in and actually got return. By matter of fact, I exited majority of my position here on this date. Then there was a big earnings gap because I had made around 80% return in my the money that I invested. So I will teach you in the next video the reason why I have those specific buy points. If you like this video, please subscribe or hit me in the comment in section. Suggest areas that I need to improve and areas you think you might need more clarity. Please do a favor by just making a comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching.